This is the man that organises all of the Honda UK launches, Scott Grimsdall. Scott, how long has it taken you to organise this now?
The actual launch has been planned probably for about 8 to 9 months. Probably the first input the UK had, because it is a European or worldwide launch. Predominantly, a lot of the logistics are taken up by Honda Europe, but our input comes probably from July onwards.
Wow, it's a long term, isn't it?
Yeah, you also need to take into account when the bikes are going to be ready, so it even goes back even further than that, really.
How do you pick where you're going to go? We're in the south of France now.
Usually it's dependent on the bike. For instance, if you're going to launch a bike like a Fireblade, you would try to do that at circuit, and obviously try and get a road course in as well. So you try and find a suitable location that can obviously show the bike's abilities off.
Sunshine is obviously a priority, which we've not quite had, have we, at the moment?
Sunshine's always helpful.
Yeah,
Sunshine's always helpful. Yeah, it's one thing you can't control is the weather, but you work around.
Is it glamorous?
It depends how you define glamorous. It's hard work. I mean, it is very hard work, but you do get to see, beautiful places. But for never long enough.
No, I mean, absolutely. You see a hotel room and a motorbike.
Exactly. I usually spend airport, hotel, racetrack, hotel, airport.
Well, that's it. That's all it is, isn't it?
Yeah, we're quite lucky with this road launch. We've got such a beautiful location here in this castle, and.
But you're all over the place all the time. Every time I ring you, you're abroad or you're somewhere. How many weeks a year do you spend abroad?
It's difficult. I mean, I have a very busy period from sort of September up until now where the new models are launched. So, for instance, in November, I probably stayed at home 2 or 3 nights in the whole month with bike shows and different events that are going on. And, it all settled down a little bit now as we go into the normal selling season. So my shift will change.
Let me ask you this, if somebody, I mean, obviously your objective here is to show a new model in its best possible light, in ideal situation, and in the right environment for that bike. You invite journalists over and you put them up in a nice place. They ride your new machine, write about it. What if they write something that's, let's say, less than favourable? Does that upset you? Does it bother you?
I mean, it's their prerogative. I mean, they're all professional. This is what they do for a living. If they find something in the bike that they don't like, I mean, they wouldn't be doing their job if they didn't report it to their consumers. I mean, but that's...
Then what's worst case scenario on a launch? What could
on a launch
go wrong?
Worst case scenario is, I suppose, if someone crashes. I mean, because obviously we're very friendly with everyone, and
Has that happened much?
It does happen.
I know it's happened on launches.
Usually at race circuits it does happen, but no one ever usually gets hurt. And bikes, we have factories that make a huge number of bikes, so machines aren't a problem, it's the people.
Of course,
It has happened before. Nothing too serious.
Good stuff. What about the photographers? I notice you spend most of your time, because when we're here, I mean, we get booked in and you buy us a drink and then that's it. We'll see you. Well, you buy us a food drink. We'll see you in the morning, we're on the bikes. But then you're off organising hire cars, photographers and all that, because that's an important
the most important thing for the journalists is to get pictures. Right. They will ride the bikes, they will have their impression of the bikes, but they need pictures.
Of course you do.
And the better pictures we get, usually the more pages we get, and therefore usually the better coverage we get. Right. And obviously, if your product's being seen, you want it to be seen in the best possible light.
Do you see the effect that journalist comments have on your bikes?
Very, 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 very large effect. I mean, predominantly, I haven't always worked for Honda.
What I'm trying to say is that how you evaluate the success of a launch? If people go away, write good things, and sales, or even pre-delivery orders are up, is that? Do you say, right, great, we've done a good job? Is that it?
Yeah, you do get a lot of satisfaction from seeing good reports when you've got front covers of, for instance, with the Fireblade, we've got front cover of almost every magazine in 1 month. And the amount of work and the effort that goes into that to get that coverage is very, it's very, very important. Good. But you measure it in various ways. It's not just about number of pages that you get. It's about the general reaction you get from journalists, because we've done research, customer research, prior to the bikes being launched anyway, long, many years before a bike even comes to development.
R&D, isn't it?
So so it's nice to know that all of that research has actually you know, they're the first people that ride the bike, so they're the first reactions that you get.
Yeah.
And they're experts in their field.
Right.
So their reactions and whether they like the bike, whether they dislike it, you know, when they're excited about it, like they were today. You've seen them today, and
oh yeah,
you know, and they are very excited, and it's good to see, and it does make you feel that it's all been. You get a great deal of job satisfaction from it.
You speak Japanese, by the way?
No.
No, because all the Japanese speak good English, don't they?
Yes, thank God. Yeah.